All right, let's get to Hunter, who's in the chat here. By the way,
Hunter.
we did this a little early today, so I don't expect a big group, but we've got some other things we have to knock out. All right, Hunter asks, who do you think got the toughest and easiest draw in the SEC schedule? All right, I'm glad you
Ooh,
asked this because we
nice.
were asked about the schedule, which came out as we were recording yesterday. Um, Let me find the schedule here, and we will just quickly kind of look through it. So let me see if I can pull this up here, Max. We'll make this easier on everybody. We'll give you a visual on the screen
Oh, I love
of
a
what it
visual. You know
looks
me.
like.
I love a visual, Blake.
I know you do, and so once again, the beauty of the member stream is you guys just have to bear with us as we get all the technical stuff added to the screen because sometimes we have to do this on the fly. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull up. I have the email from the SEC here, and I'm
Nice.
gonna pull up the actual schedule for some of these teams, and we will go through it and look at how it looks. All right, so we'll take that off the screen. Yep. Okay, so again, some of it's going to be cut off, but we'll start with this group. Um, Alabama getting Auburn and Tennessee home and away. That's pretty tough. I think as I look at this for Alabama, and we'll go through we won't spend 5 minutes on each team, but we'll just quickly go through it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the nice thing I see for Alabama here is that they get Arkansas and Kentucky both at home, and
Yep.
Texas at home, and A&M at home. Um, you know, I think your road games are very winnable. Florida's a tough one, but I think all your other road games are winnable. So I don't think it's an easy schedule, but eh,
So if out of our, you know how we did that kind of early off season top six in the league that we thought was
mm-hmm.
kind of solidified the Florida, Kentucky, Auburn, Arkansas,
Yeah,
Tennessee, and Alabama. They have 4 of those at home, 3 on the road. So you get the
yeah,
majority at home.
yeah. Um, Arkansas, we'll just again we're not gonna go through every team, but I look at Arkansas. I'm like, they got to go to Alabama, got to go to Florida, get Auburn twice, get Missouri twice. You know, get Kentucky at home. That's nice, obviously. Auburn, that's an interesting one. Auburn's got Alabama twice. They got Arkansas twice. Ole Miss twice. Got to go to Florida. Got to go to Tennessee. I put Auburn up there in terms of difficulty. I think it's a pretty tough schedule. Um,
I think that Auburn's got a few more road challenges. That's not
yeah,
an easy. You got to go to Florida, Tennessee, and then you don't get any gimme. Missouri,
no,
Oklahoma.
I'm not gonna call Florida's schedule easy because they have the 2 games with Kentucky, which obviously was added back into the schedule, which we all appreciate. But they get Alabama at home, they get Arkansas at home, they get Auburn at home, they get Tennessee at home. I mean, their road games, I think right now they're probably favored by at least 5 points, maybe against every team they play on the road on that schedule, minus Kentucky, the double. So I think I'm not gonna call it easy, but I think that's a manageable schedule for the defending champs, at least right now.
I don't I don't think any schedule is going to be easy.
No,
No,
that's the
no,
thing,
not
right?
a single
No,
SEC schedule is going to be easy. But easiest, if you want to use that word, yeah, Florida got blessed. They only play 1 of the top 6 on the road and 5 at home. They got they got blessed.
all right. So I think I found maybe our toughest schedule so far, and I think that's Kentucky. Home and away with Florida, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt, all
Ooh.
to us probably top 8, 9 teams in the league.
Yep.
Then your road games at Alabama, at Arkansas, at Auburn, at Texas A&M. I think Kentucky's got the toughest schedule of anybody on this list.
Yep.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
You're playing
Um,
5 of the top 6 on the road and only 2 at home.
yeah.
Whew.
Whew. All right. So that's the first one. So I think Kentucky is our leader in terms of toughest schedule so far. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's going to be hard to pick easiest because I just don't see one that I will call easy. Kentucky's there first. All right. Let's get to this next group. Um, Ole Miss, home and away with Auburn, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really see a lot that stands out here with Ole Miss's that I think is tougher than Kentucky's. Mississippi State. Um, that's a tough schedule in terms of kind of the split of opponents, but I still think, well, I don't know. Mississippi State's up there because you got to go to Florida, got to go to Kentucky, Texas A&M. Your home and aways are against 3 NCAA tournament teams, I think, in Alabama, Ole Miss, Missouri. But I
Mississippi
guess
State looks pretty tough.
it does look pretty tough. So I'm going to go Mississippi State in that category with Kentucky right now. But at least they get an Arkansas, Auburn, Tennessee at home. And that's a tough place to win, as we know. So,
Yeah.
All right, Missouri. I think the good thing for Missouri is that, at least right now, based on it, I mean, I guess 2 of your road games are LSU, South Carolina, which are probably going to be projected in the bottom 4. So it's not the worst thing there. Their home and aways, I think, those are probably pretty winnable.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of being able to split with those 3 teams, although Arkansas will be difficult perhaps, but I think they can split with the other 2. So it's manageable. Oklahoma, I mean, man, Oklahoma gets Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss all at home.
I like this schedule a lot.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have for Oklahoma. I mean, South Carolina, by virtue of just difficulty, I mean, yeah, like look at their road games.
Oof.
Florida, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Holy cow. Yeah, I think South Carolina's in there. Tennessee, I mean, that's where the home and away with Alabama, Kentucky, Vanderbilt. Those are difficult games.
Those are all big, yeah.
Yeah. Your road games, in addition to that, are Florida, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Georgia. Yeah, Tennessee's is pretty tough.
I like Tennessee's home schedule.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tennessee's got a pretty tough schedule here, and I think it starts with the trio of the home and aways.
Yeah.
So I think Tennessee, I'd put Tennessee in there with Kentucky and Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Texas. Wow. Look at Texas's road schedule. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Now I just realized this. They are at Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee. And in addition to that, you've got home and aways, Georgia, Oklahoma, A&M, which, again, splitting Oklahoma A&M would not be a surprise. Texas may be the new leader here. That road schedule is I think easily the toughest in the SEC. So we may move Texas into the leaderboard. They have jumped Kentucky for the toughest schedule. Wow. That is brutal.
Welcome to the league, Coach Miller.
For the road schedule. Man, what did they do to deserve that? Oh, my. All right, and then we got the last 2 here. A&M. Yeah, I mean, A&M's road schedule's tough too. But I think, at least right now, probably helps that A&M has LSU as a home and away. And then Vanderbilt.
Of course, Kentucky, A&M gets Kentucky at home. A&M always plays Kentucky down to the absolute wire. Last possession every time.
They do. All right, so Vanderbilt's got Kentucky, Ole Miss, Tennessee is their home and aways.
Nice.
And then, man, their road schedule's not easy, though. Vanderbilt's is tough, but I'm going to give Texas the nod. I think it's Texas, Kentucky.
Texas and Kentucky have 2 brutal schedules.
I think it's Texas and Kentucky right now for the toughest.
Yeah.
Wow. Texas's road schedule, that's going to be a talking point this year.
This factors into preseason rankings 100%.
Yeah. I have just moved Texas down a couple spots in my SEC rankings after seeing that road schedule. Oh, my. So, wow. All right. Great question, Hunter.
Yep.
But, yeah. All right. So, the legends are jumping in. Shane's here.
Yep. Here we go.
Mark Pope wants to smoke. Now he's getting it. Yeah. Kentucky, one of the toughest schedules, I think. Big Gator EJ's here. And Big Gator EJ talking about
Big Gator.
May play the Cats twice again. I wonder why. Yeah. Well, hey, I think it's exciting.
Television.
It is. We'll see. I don't think we don't have the dates yet on that, so I'm curious to see where they slot one of those or both of those Florida Kentucky games. Wouldn't be surprised if you get one of those maybe on that Super Bowl in between Super Bowl conference championship game slot that you had Kentucky Arkansas last year. wouldn't be surprised to see Florida Kentucky there. So